Picking up the best, honey's original, a color above the rest. Sweet savory, every bite's divine. Bean pie's fresh every single time. Taste the magic in every slice. Come on, now don't think twice.
Greetings, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another show of Conversations Over Pie. I'm Imani Muhammad, founder of Imani's Original Bean Pies. For over a decade, I've been on a mission to create more than just desserts. I've been dedicated to bringing a taste of tradition, culture, and health to every table. Welcome to Conversations Over Pie, where we go beyond the flavors and share the stories that nourish our souls. Here, we'll gather around just like family and talk about the connections between food, culture, and community, all while savoring the moments that bring us together. So grab a seat, a slice of your favorite pie, and let's dive into heartfelt conversations that are as rich and warm as the pies we love. So, again, peace and blessings, everyone. Of course, Conversations Over Pie is brought to you by Imani's Original Bean Pies. I might want to hold that right side up. And so, we're here located at 2423 East 75th Street inside the Corey Event Center. We're here today until 5 o'clock. So come on by. We have fresh pies just made, of course, and we're ready to serve you. I also want to thank some of the people that have always been instrumental in funding us or helping us. Brown Sugar Bakeries, which is also located on 75th Street near King Drive. We're going to also be talking about on Saturday. On Saturday, my sister from the same mother is hosting a very important event titled You Good? It's a mental health symposium. And it'll be this Saturday from 12 to 3, located inside of the Crow Archives, the Coalition for the Remembrance of Elijah Muhammad at 2435 West 71st Street. And I want to give them a special thank you because they are also people that sponsor us and help us as well. So we're looking forward to this. Dr. Obari Cartman will be one of our speakers that I know for sure. Of course, my sister, KJ Muhammad, and a plethora of others. So come out and let's, spark the conversation, a much needed conversation in our community. And you all know that on Sunday, the very next day, so this is going to be a very busy weekend, we'll have the Taste of Imani's here at 2423 East 75th Street inside the Corey Event Center. And our host, the great brother, Toure Muhammad of Black Chicago Eats, he's our guest today. And you all know, whenever we have Brother Toure on, we got carbs. Welcome, Brother Toure. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. We got carbs.
I wanted to say it before you. So, Brother Toure, I'm so happy to have you on, but I got to say this because I was on a Zoom and the person was telling about our event that's coming up Sunday. And they said, Brother Toure Muhammad, don't you? And a brother on the call just hollered out, we got carbs. We need to it. So we already know what you're famous for, among so many other things. It's a pleasure always having you on the show. This is not your first time, and I pray Allah will not be your last.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Pray
so, yeah, I want us to, of course, get right into it because you're hosting the Taste of Imani's. It's I don't know what I want to call it, like a prelude to the big event that's coming up in the summer. Black Chicago Eats, right?
Right. The Taste of Black Chicago.
Oh, so The Taste of Black
We're gonna
Chicago.
put it there.
You're right. So we see it on the screen. So save the date, August 16th. So what we're doing this Sunday is just, like I said, the beginning stage of what's to come. Whenever Brother Toure does these events, and of course we've been at every one of them, it's
Every
thousands of people, thousands of people. You know, Tori, I wish we had the video. That would have been great to show above the grounds of
Yep.
all the people that was at.
It's on YouTube.
I was about to say, tell them where they can find that.
Let me see. I got the link, but if you go to if you put in Taste of Black Chicago,
Yeah.
in YouTube Google search, it should pop up.
Yes. So we had people come from all over. And
That's
so I
right.
don't expect it to be anything less. Anytime you do it big. And people are responding for Sunday. They're excited. But I want you, before we start, everybody, of course, on a podcast don't know you. I want you to start out telling us about you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
But first, man, let me just first of all thank you for having me on this show. I love the theme, conversations over pie, and I meant to come by and pick up my pie so I can have the pie in front of me. But last time I was there, I did well for myself with the pies and the sandwich and the soup.
And we had the videos to prove it, right?
That's right. That's right. We got to post those ASAP.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, man, so for those who don't know, my name is Toure Muhammad. I am the founder of Black Chicago Eats, which is actually a program of Bean Soup Media. Bean Soup Media is our digital marketing company. And over the years, we've done work with supporting and promoting Black-owned businesses. I'm also a contributing writer, journalist for the Final Call newspaper. We've done and dibbled and dabbled in some politics, community activism, and currently we are really working to bring Black restaurant owners together and Black farmers together and Black food entrepreneurs in general together. Folks that are producing products, they got them in stores, they got them in restaurants, so that we can have a collective voice, and that voice can help to advocate for some of the things that, when the restaurants are strong, the community is strong.
That's right.
Because the restaurants help anchor, and some people decide where to move based upon, how accessible going to restaurants are. Right. So it's really a part of the whole ecosystem. So that's where we at now. We definitely appreciate, your participation and your activities over the years. You definitely are an example of having a great product and sticking to it and working through all of the challenges and ups and downs of business to make sure that you are servicing. Not a sweat in your brow, right? But you continue to present to the community a quality product, right? And you see sometimes we have challenges where businesses start off with a great product and people are enjoying it, and they, it's hard to keep all the systems going. So man, they used to be good, they fell off. Now, man, they used to be good. You don't hear that about Imani's bean pie. It's been good.
Oh, thank you.
To right now.
Thank you. But even in that, and I always tell people this, I don't care how good your product tastes. Those of us that don't plan to market, plan to fail.
That's right.
Now, I got that quote from somebody. It could have been Alan Greenspan. No, I don't know. So I don't want to lie on the person, but I got it from somebody. But it's so true.
Yeah.
But I want you to talk about the importance of marketing. What is marketing like for a business? If I'm a small business, I really don't have the funds to do, a channel 7 or a channel, I should just say a TV channel commercial, or even a radio commercial even. So what must I do? Because it doesn't matter how good my product tastes. Someone needs to know it.
That's right. That's right. Man, I think that's absolutely right. And we got our brother down in Atlanta that we used to work with a lot, brother Del Zeno used to always say that marketing
Yes.
is making your product well known and well thought of. Right?
Mm.
That's what marketing is. And at the core of course, there's some different components to that to make that all come together. But the first thing I think is that, of course, people have to know that your product exists, and then they have
Mm.
to try your product, and then your goal is to get them to try it again and again and again, and then to tell other people about it. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's it's not that simple, but the steps of it is that simple, right? So a lot of times we don't put all of our we it's like when we start our business, we put all of our energy, 80-90%, into producing the product, producing, the service,
Mm-hmm.
which is what you should do, right? But then after you have the product or service, then you got to switch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're putting, 60-70% into your marketing
Right.
so that you can sell the product that you took all this time to create. And a lot of people
Mm.
don't do that. And it's we live in we are of the age where we see the benefit and the beauty and the value of what's presented to us right now with digital marketing, right? With
Right.
digital opportunities, right? I know when I started Bean Soup Times print newspaper in 2001,
Wow.
all we had that was just coming into existence was email. It was just becoming a thing, right? Where
Yeah.
everybody was getting, everybody had a Yahoo, you had a free Yahoo, or a free what was the other one? It was Yahoo and Hotmail.
Hotmail. Yeah.
Right. Everybody was getting a Hotmail and Yahoo account. So
Mm-hmm.
you could send stuff via email. But in order to market to my community, I had to get that print newspaper up, and it costs money to produce the newspaper. It costs money to print the newspaper. Then I had to get out, in my car and burn the gas, and oh man, I got, I got 20,000 copies of paper out, and I ain't got but $10 worth of gas. I'm gonna get this. You know what I'm saying? I got the papers now. I got to get them out to the people. Right? So we had all these challenges that now, if you got your phone paid up, all you need is just a cell phone bill, right? And
That's
get some
true.
free apps, and you can
Mm-hmm.
market and promote in ways that we couldn't then.
Yep.
So I always tell people that, what the first thing you want to do to help you find customers is social media, and that's free and paid,
Mm-hmm.
Google, and then right now, if we're talking about especially in the product and service oriented areas, but of course I'm always talking about restaurants, it's the influencers, right? You got three key places that if you know how to work it, you can get a lot of it for free. If you don't have the funds to do it, uh the money can help you do it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
If you got $300 to $1,000 to pay, for some Meta ads and some Google ads, and to slide some of the influencers something so that they're gonna come on that day you ask them to come, right?
Oh, okay.
you know,
That's how that works.
yeah. I mean, it's a, it's like it's no real set rules right now.
Mm-hmm.
Influencers have different ways they work, depending upon who they are and how much
Mm-hmm.
following they have, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
have the restaurants, who have a way they want to work, and
Yes.
depending upon the strength of their product of the restaurant, right? So it's no standards where you can't say, okay, I'm just gonna pay, like with social media ads. You know what you're paying, what kind of reach you're gonna get. The influence is a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, a little boy. You gotta do hand-to-hand combat and reach out to each one and know what it's
Yeah.
gonna take to get them to come by.
Yep.
Right.
And
But those three areas to get
yeah.
people to know about your business right now.
Okay. Well, I'm grateful to Allah because we're pretty fortunate because of the work that you've put in for so many years, and I guess that we've put in, there are influencers that are calling saying, "Hey, I'll be there." Yep,
Yep.
and buying their tickets. The tickets are only $20.
That's what's up.
What do
So
they get?
man, I'm looking so excited. What they gonna get? Tell me.
What they get? They
Excited.
get you as a host. That's number one. They get to be amongst my brother Toure. We got carbs. They get to eat, so they get to taste not only these delicious bean pies, and what I found out is even some of my family has not tasted all of our pies because they, and I'm the same way. We get stuck on one kind. I want the original or I want the cream cheese.
Right.
I'm not even thinking about anything else. So what you'll get is a chance to um, taste our various flavors of the bean pie. You get to taste that peach. We got two different variations of peach. You taste which one was it? The one with the peaches on top.
Yep.
But you didn't taste the hot peach.
I didn't taste the hot peach.
Warm piece of peach. So they'll get to taste both
Good.
when they come on this Sunday at 3:00. But not only that, we're gonna get you pie wasted. Believe that. But we also have Chef Sean Myers. Yeah, we're gonna get you pie wasted. That's what we're coming for. But we have Chef Sean Myers, our 5-star chef. I think I've posted him on Instagram. He has a whole resume, to be honest with you, but I can remember that he worked at Wolfgang Puck, so places on that level. And he's going to come with the savory bites. And oh my, I'm not telling what the menu is.
Huh?
I'm not telling what the menu is, but it's going to be like the taste, and you will be served different variations of food, and you'll get to enjoy in an elegant space at the Corey Event Center. We're going to have music. We're going to make it lively for the people, of course. And there's a lot of who's who. They're saying they're going to be in the room, and they purchased their tickets to let me know. And look, Brother Toure, we've even had a few people that purchased their tickets and then said, "Hey, I'm a volunteer."
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Bless their heart.
Yep.
That's what.
So I mean, what you got, Toure? What you got to tell
Man,
them?
so I'm excited about this Sunday. I'm excited about us coming together, to break bread and get some taste. Of course, anytime it's Monty's bean pies there, it's a party. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about the chef and what he's going to produce for us too. And so to be able to break bread and be with each other and to network and to listen to some good music. And, whenever we come together, there's always new opportunities that come forth from it, new things that we're talking about doing. So, who knows what's going to come out of the event itself. But we know that we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to be able to spend some time and break bread with each other. And, it's going to be some laughter. We know we're going to have some laughter.
Yeah. Well, anytime with you. So, and I meant to say in the introductory, the one thing that you're known for other than we got carbs is that infectious laugh.
Yes.
Now do that laugh, that one, But so we've been rocking together for a long time.
Sure. Yeah,
I don't even know what year
we didn't watch our children grow up, pretty much.
Yeah, we watched our children.
They were all with toddlers. I mean, just right above toddlers, I think.
Yep. And so, in that, look, they finished college and all types of
right.
That we could be grateful for.
That's right.
But I want to talk about the way that you have been able to unite. So first of all, Chicago is known for its culinary experiences, right?
Right, that's right.
I mean, people say we come to Chicago, gotta have Imani pie, gotta have what's the pizza they do now? I don't know. Gotta have the pizza. They gotta have the
pizza. Gotta have some.
You gotta have that Sean Michelle's ice cream.
Michelle's, yeah.
Gotta have, so we just have a plethora of things that you can choose from in Chicago. But what you've done, you've been putting us together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last time you were on the show, it was you and brother Michael Muhammad of
Right.
Paradise Bean Pies.
Right. That's right.
See, we do business different from others,
Right. That's right.
right?
That's
How
right.
many how many pie companies can you say brought another pie company onto their
Right.
show?
Right.
Because this is what we do, you
Right.
know. And I'm thankful to you because you make it happen. When we're busy, you know, running the business. As I said,
Right.
you make sure that there's some time carved out to bring us together, and
Right.
that's what happens at the Taste of
Right.
Black Chicago.
That's
That's
right.
what happens. You know, people don't know we're meeting, you know, uh, month to month to get to know each other.
Right. That's right. That's right.
You know, we really wouldn't probably know each other because everyone's head is buried into their business, but we get to know each other
Yeah.
because of what you do.
You know, it's been a very unique situation because I've been able to build relationships with a lot of food entrepreneurs individually, right? And
Mhm.
while I'm very aware of not sharing, proprietary information about one business to another, but
Mhm.
I do see common themes and common needs and common lessons, right?
Mhm.
Should be shared with people who get into this business, because the more I be thinking about it now, I think about it like the NFL,
Mhm.
right? The NFL is a business of itself, comprised of a bunch of other small businesses,
That's right.
and it promotes and thinks about the whole and how the whole can benefit, right? And then
Mhm.
each team has to do what they need to do to make sure they are competitive,
That's right.
right, in the marketplace,
Mhm.
right? So the more I started hearing, and we started coming together and having those conversations, it was like, yeah, there's something bigger here, because
Mhm.
many of you have, at the core is some very similar passions, you know, love for the community, a desire to help the community, and having an excellent product and service, right? So all
Right.
those things, right? The world needs to know that, and so it used to be, man, maybe we ain't got to go that far back. We could probably go back 15 years, and
Mhm.
15 to 20 years. And when you said a black owned restaurant, there was, unless you was talking about soul veg, there was a common theme that you had in your mind about what it was. It was quote unquote traditional soul food,
Right.
right?
Or
Today,
Friday.
or some fried chicken, some a quick takeout, right?
Mhm.
So it was Etna's and Army and Lou's and
Oh yeah.
Isola's, and it was Harold's and Uncle Remus, right? But today the variety is so tremendous, right? And again, like I said, I did mention soul veg, but now a whole you have a ton of vegan and vegetarian. You got
Mhm.
you got seafood, right? You got your
Yeah.
traditional takeout. You got a lot of Cajun, right? Then you had the soul food with a twist. The neo soul, I guess some people are calling it, right? So now
Mhm.
you have all of these different things. You have a lot of Asian influence, right? You got a lot of Italian influence. So you can't just say, like you can say in
Mhm.
other cultures, I got a taste for some Japanese food. I got a taste for some Korean food. You know, you don't say that. I
Mhm.
got to taste for some black food, right? but we got everything that you got a taste for. Right? Whatever you want, somebody black is doing it, right? All these different things that you want.
For
So
my
now,
birthday, my sisters took me to a soul food restaurant, Jordan's in Hyde Park.
yes,
Ooh-wee.
they on something
And I
different.
used to say I didn't even care for soul food, but
They on something
that
different.
was
Yeah, This is not
Mhm.
soul food. Today is not our mama soul food. Yep, it's different.
That's true. That's
Yep,
true.
yep.
So,
It's creative, and there's there's these different infusions that's happening because you also got so many more culinary trained people. People are going and exploring in Asia. They're going in Europe. They're going. People are coming back, coming with this lessons they've learned.
right.
Working in French self, working in a Chinese, in China, restaurants. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a lot different now.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yep.
true. Yeah. So, but oh, where can we find? Because I know what one of the things that you do is you keep us connected
Hmm.
to the black owned restaurants. So how can we, let's say I want to go out, but I don't know where. Like maybe my husband and I want to do a date night.
Tell Asad
What
take
should
you
we
out to
do?
on a date night. ASAP. Go to tell brother Asad to go
Tell
to
them what?
blackchicagoeats.com.
BlackChicagoEats.com.
And you can
And
search by neighborhood. You can search
mhm,
by cuisine type, right? Of course, you can put in the name of a restaurant and find it all right in there. Yep.
okay, okay. So
Yep. We
you
got
have
it.
you have a real professional setup for the black owned restaurants. Oh, is that in Chicago or is it
It's
abroad?
primarily Chicago and the suburbs. We
Okay,
trying to put a few from a few neighboring cities in there too, right? So
okay.
Detroit, Milwaukee, St. Louis.
Mm,
So we're starting to expand to those. But yeah, all every Chicago restaurant I can find, I put them on there. And people can go on the website and do reviews. They can go, of course, and search, but then they can also add a restaurant.
mhm.
You go on there and the restaurant
Oh,
that you
okay.
know is not on there, you can add them, and then we'll make sure that it's visible.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Of course, the
Okay, I didn't
restaurant
know
owner
that.
can go add their restaurant. Yep.
Hmm. Okay, so that's a lot. So do you want to talk about how you how you do that, or how do you what tools do you use to get that to make that happen?
For the website itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, we got the mechanics of it, right? And all
Hmm.
the behind the scenes to make the website run and everything. But the core
Hmm.
thing is I gotta get out into the street. I gotta be monitoring
Uh,
social media, right? And looking
mhm.
for new restaurants. Every now and then a restaurant opens and lets me know. But usually I have to find out about it, and then we put them on there, and then we of course get to their website. We reach out to them, let them know that they're on the site, and but it's real. It's once the mechanic the technology is set up, it's people that drive it. And so what I really want
Mm,
to get towards is to get more people reaching out when something is new and letting me know about it, right?
okay.
Sometimes when I do those lists, right, because the
Mhm.
list, it's something about a list with black folks in particular. They, if they know about it, or if it's something that, or if they're related to the person, or if it's them, they are offended when their restaurant of choice is not on the list.
Mm,
And I'm okay with that because then it lets me know about something that I didn't know about before. But they
right.
be like, how you gonna not have so and so on there? I'm like, so and so. Well, I didn't know about so and so, but now I know. Thank you. But if I just say, hey, tell me your favorite restaurant, I may not get some of those, those new nuggets that's out there that I didn't know about. Because you have a lot of new restaurants that are opening up. Um,
Mhm.
you know, especially since the
Mhm.
pandemic.
Yes.
Man, since the pandemic, we've probably doubled in black owned restaurants. We
Wow.
probably doubled. Now some are, some come and go, some are moving. I just realized there's one spot that they were out south, like on 100 and something and Vincennes, 119th and Vincennes. So never hangry.
Oh,
They're in Wrigleyville now.
okay.
Yep, they're in
Hmm.
Wrigleyville now. So reservations, I believe a bar. So they took it to that level. So you
Wow.
got a lot of stuff like that happening, right? And so that's why we're gonna start doing some updates and news items as well. To let people know
Mhm.
about this restaurant that's now over here. This one is not open anymore, but the chef is not at this place. We're going to start doing some content like
Yeah,
that to keep people informed
yeah.
of just the whole food scene in Chicago.
Oh, wow. So yeah,
Yeah,
I would love to do something with you on that to just kind of share snippets of, maybe some short commercials to keep our
yeah,
people informed. But
yep,
what you're saying, I know sometimes we hear things, but we don't hear it, because of we're busy or whatever. But
right.
we just talked about the importance of marketing. But then you said that restaurants are not even knowing to upload their information to websites that
Yep,
and what I noticed is the more websites you can get on, it keeps your name higher on the
yep.
list with Google.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So
That's right.
that's a very important piece that a business owner should know. So if you could talk about that and just other small things, because we oftentimes think we need a whole lot of money, but you
Right.
just if you click. I mean, of course, I'm on your site, but would I be if you if we
Right.
weren't friends? And
Yep.
so that makes me think like,
Yep. I mean,
it's
I've had restaurants that open up, um, and then we do a list, and they're not on the list, and then it sparks them to call us to say why I'm not on the list. And I
mm,
said, well, I didn't know about you, and now because I take those when I do those real lists, I'm doing them from the website, the names that I have on the website, right?
mm,
So,
mm,
um, what I've seen happen is that we're not doing a news release, which is something that doesn't cost money to do, right? Let all the media outlets know that you're open, right? Then the other thing, of course we're going, of course you got to talk about just doing posts on social media. And you got some restaurants that embrace it, and they've embraced it to the point where their restaurant is expanding, their
mm,
their content is getting better and better. Their following has grown to, like, 50, 60, 80, 100,000 followers. So now they're doing cooking classes, they're doing recipe books, ebooks, right? It's like once you start embracing social media, it creates additional revenue streams for you, right?
mm,
Because people are watching you make all this food, so now they want a recipe book, right? They're watching you make all this food, so now they want to learn from you how to actually make the food, right?
yeah,
Sometimes we want to hold on to something. We've seen the value and the creativity and the longevity of KFC, right? So so now everybody got some a secret vault with their recipe in there.
right, right, right.
They don't want to share it with nobody, right? But in some cases that can be relevant, but a lot of times, it's maybe keep out one ingredient or something, but a lot of it is very um
Mm,
general food, right? That you can show somebody how to make, uh,
mm,
so they can appreciate what you made in your restaurant. They're not going to do it every night, right? And a matter of fact, it may make them buy more because now they're trying to recreate what you did in the restaurant at home. Now they got to keep minding so you don't
right.
lose.
Oh no.
Um, yep, you don't lose from that. But so, all right, so social media,
Mhm.
and then another thing that I don't see that many doing, but it's still relevant because I know I still get a reminder. email, right? Don't lose sight of email, and it don't have to be that laborious, right? You send one email a month, right, to customers that have come through your door, and remind them to come back again, right? You know, it can get more elaborate and better, but at least if you just doing that, right?
That's right.
Coming, man, come on back soon. We got something new,
Yeah.
right? So, and you mentioned your being on all the directories, right? So that kind of ties into SEO, right, and search engine optimization, and because
Yes.
of course, like you said, the more websites that are linking back to your website, then the higher your Google ranking is going to be, because Google sees that your site is relevant to other people's websites, right? It's creating that web, right, because it's a
Yeah.
link, right? So
Yeah.
you want to make sure you're doing that, and then also make sure that all the relevant keywords that people are going to use when they're looking for your type of food, that you'll start showing up, right?
Right.
And so these things, of course, you can take a course, you can go, watch some YouTube channels, videos, and learn how to do better with your SEO, right? So that's a free thing as well. Then you got uh sometimes we forget about it, but especially when you have a brick and mortar, or you have a product where people are getting your product from you directly, whether it's online or whether it's in person, man, make sure that you putting the flyer in there, right? Have some print around so that people can, when they walk away, they got the menu, right, for their next purchase, right? They got a reminder. Maybe you got a flyer or something that says, if you give it to first time customers, appreciate you for coming by for your first time to try us out. We hope you enjoy it. When you come back, you get a free slice on us with your purchase, right? You know,
Right.
you do stuff like that. The next time they come, okay, which one did you have? You had the peach pie. All right, so now we want you to try our blueberry. So
Yeah.
with your purchase of your meal, we're gonna give you a free slice of the blueberry, right? So now you giving them, now you forcing them to try something different each time they come, because you going for 3 times, you're gonna give them something different, maybe,
Right.
right? Give them a discount when they come back, right? So they can try something different, right? So now they're gonna be like I would be. I'm gonna say, well, I know I'm getting that cream. I'm getting that cream topping, right? And I just tried the blueberry one.
Did you
So
try
when I,
blueberry? Okay.
you know, you know, I'm just saying it for example, right? I come back and you gave me a coupon to try the free blueberry. I'm gonna get that free blueberry, but I'm still gonna buy my cream cheese. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying 2 different ones, and the
Right.
next time I come back, you making me try a different one. I'm still gonna get my cream cheese. And now I got some other options now, because now you explore. So now when I come back, I'm still getting my cream cheese, but they give me that blueberry one too. You know what
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? I get 2 favorites now. So I get, I want cream cheese. Let me try that. Let me get that peach again. That peach I had 2 weeks ago. That was good.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So it's
sir.
that kind of, we just got to think through it and think about, okay, what do we want the customer to do, and how do we get them to do it?
Mm. So
Y'all
you
want you to
really
try
just dropped some gems here. So really, a business owner should be taking notes,
take some
because
notes.
when
Take some notes.
yes, because when you write this out for your business, that's a marketing plan.
That's right. That's
And
right.
if you call a person like yourself for to develop the marketing plan, I mean, I've gotten quoted, and this was many years ago, well before COVID, of $10,000
Yep.
just for you to tell me what to buy, just
Yep.
to tell me what you just said,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then I got to go, buy the stuff.
Sister Imani. So man, by Allah's grace, it's gotten so clear now We can walk. I can, I learned about the business, see what the pain points are, see what the successes are, and then we can put together the plan that's going to strengthen the weaknesses and amplify the strengths. And then once that we have that plan in place, because of the partnership and the relationship that we have with TBM 360,
Yes,
we got the tools to actually do it.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all right there.
Shout
Everything
out to TBM
out
360.
to TBM 360.
Look,
Right?
and look, the people could contact either one of us if you really want to know. Even to speak to that, you just dropped some gems for me that I need to make sure that we're doing our due diligence over here. But also with the TBM 360, I created my AI agent. Her name is
Yes.
Khadija. So
Khadija.
Khadija has been texting. When people text us, she's been responding, and she's doing well. And we're now training her for the conversational side, where when you call,
Yes.
she can answer. And so, can you imagine like the weight? Because some people say, "Well, I'm doing everything. I can't do all that stuff you're saying." But now we have tools and people like you with those
Yep.
tools.
Yep.
Because the other thing that some business owners were saying to me is they want the system, but they still don't have the time for the onboarding and for that initial setting up. So what
Right.
would you suggest with that?
So, you know, this is a quote that I've heard from Abraham Lincoln, and I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna mess it up a little bit, but basically, the theme of it was, I think he said that if he had to cut down a tree and he had 8 hours to do it, he would spend 7 hours sharpening his saw.
Mm,
You know, a lot of times we think that we don't have the time, but you gotta make time for the things that's gonna help save you time, right?
mm,
And so we don't, because we don't understand it. Sometimes you got to go through it to understand it, right?
that's
So
right.
I've been on that end of
Mhm.
trying to help a client, and we got this email marketing system that they're using here, and then a text message marketing system I'm using here, and then the website that they're, somebody that shut down shop and moved to Africa did the website for them. They can't get they can't get into the website to change it, right? I don't know how to get to the website. It's just they got a website they have no control over, right? And then they
Wow.
get something else over here. And so now I'm trying to work all these different systems and bring them together so they work in harmony together to promote and market the restaurant. And whatever hair you see, whatever hair I had, I put in my hair. I'm finding hair to pull out. Trying, trying to work with them to put this all together, and it's just a headache. And you're wasting so much time. So when you have a system that's all in one, that has all the tools you need, yeah,
Mhm.
it may take you an hour to set it up, but now you took an hour or you took 2 hours. Now you got 52 emails set up to go out for the whole week, for the whole year.
Mhm.
Right
Yeah.
now, you got text messages going out for a day. I mean, a week rather. Right, all these things are set up because you took time to sharpen that saw before you started hacking away, and they don't realize they're wasting time, and they're spending more time than they have to because that it's not an inclusive and a cooperative system set in place, right? So we
Mhm.
can show you
Mhm.
Sister Marty she a G at it. She a G at it too, boy, because we both have been learning the system and also, embracing it.
Yeah.
Because you got to
I
you
was
got
trying to catch up with you, brother. 'Cause you went
to
running, and I'm like, Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it was a lot of the tools that I had been using from different places.
Right.
So I was I was familiar with it a little bit, and it
Okay.
was like, oh, it's all together now, right? I
Mhm.
ain't got to log out and then go over here and do my email over here. I ain't got to log out and go do text messages over here. So it's all these things I had been doing, but never with such ease.
Mm.
So that's why it brought everything together.
Okay. So you
Yep.
telling people about this great resource. How can they find it? Right.
Yep. Well, they can reach out to UI, right? And we can
Okay.
plug.
Hmm.
Yep.
And what's your email again?
Yep. So my email is Toure, Toure, at Bean Soup Media,
Okay.
BeanSoupMedia.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I meant to say your website because that's
Oh,
easy.
Black Chicago. Yep. Well, they can go to Black Chicago Eats to get the restaurants. If
Right.
they want to learn more about marketing and how we can help, then they go to beansoupmedia.com.
Okay. So
Yep.
that's right. BeanSoupMedia.com. So you all have it. And I like to tell the listeners if you have questions and or comments after the show has aired, feel free to ask those questions. We do check back on our Facebook and YouTube. I would prefer you do it on YouTube. It keeps it easier for us. And please don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe and like our page and comment. Help us out
Yes.
in that way. Sometimes I forget to say that in the beginning, but that's very important with what we do. And this is ways that people. A lot of times people ask, how can they help small businesses? Simply go on their social media, make a comment, discuss your experience, positive experiences. You
Yep.
know, these are just small things that you can do that could really help someone. Because
Yep.
you said it best. Sometimes we're stuck in our old ways.
Yep.
So to promote this event on Sunday, I was thinking, let me call my people. And then I'm like, call everybody? And I did a bulk text
Right.
that went out to like about 50, I think 2,000 people. And they were just going online
You responded.
and
Right.
getting their tickets, responding.
Yep.
So we got a chance now to do this. It's way easier.
That's
And
right.
if it take a couple days to learn the systems or get used to seeing, um, it's really about getting used to using the tools. And
Yep.
that
That's
don't take long.
it. Don't take long. And you know what are we going to about to incorporate? The voicemail. So now we got the power within the system to
Mhm.
create a voicemail and then blast that out to all of your
Oh
contacts.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Did that start already? Okay, I
Yep.
was waiting
People
on that.
pick up
I
that
was waiting
call
on that.
and they can get that voicemail.
So
So that's another just incredible tool that we got at our disposal that we can use to reach out to folks.
okay, so I gotta say this. I see my teacher, Professor Jackson. He's on there. He said he'll be there on Sunday.
Jackson, us.
Us, us, yes, sir. So it's gonna be heavy hitters in the room. I would
Yes,
suggest people get their tickets. They could go to Imani'sOriginals.com. Um, go to our store and you can purchase your ticket right there. Um, and hey, let's eat some good food and enjoy each other on
that's right.
Sunday at 3
That's
o'clock. Be on time.
three
I don't
o'clock.
want you to miss.
That's right. Let me know your food up.
Right.
Ain't got here yet.
You know how we are on Sundays.
Who
We
played is
have
that right there? Who played is that?
so y'all see he got some experience, guys. Don't think he say we got carbs for nothing.
Look, and for people who don't know, right? The thing we got carbs. If a lot of Chicago folks know us, some don't. Depending on what age you in. Some young people know us, some people don't. When we were little, it was a game. If you came out the house, if you came out wherever you came from, if you had some food, and if I said I got carbs, or if it was a group of us, but usually you was thinking about yourself, right? Oh, I got carbs. You ain't care about the other ones. They
Right.
say it too, right? But if you say I got carbs, the person had to share their food with you.
Yep.
Right. And it became, so this is a theme about sharing and about community. Right. And, you know, I don't want to get into all the particulars of it because, yeah, you got to a certain point that if I, you know, if you were smaller than me, I don't care if you said carbs or not. You ain't right. If you ain't
Really?
if you can't
so
take
you
it
are
from
a bully, huh? So now you admit, wait, you all heard it. Now I
if you
didn't
can't
say
take it from me, I might not give it to you.
You see Professor Twine? See, Professor Twine Smith was on here showing love. This the you talking about had to give it up. It's them limb bloom. See? See my finger? It's them limb blooms, y'all. I told
When I was before I got Islam in me, before I heard the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I had a little bully in me.
a little bit,
I had a little, you know, it wasn't full blown because I, you know, I like
Twine on here gang banging now talking about swoop swoop.
swoop swoop.
We talking about High Power Career Academy on this show, brother.
You was on the other end of the six track.
Right.
Like, we was on that end.
Right.
We wasn't close to the water like y'all was.
So see, you lucky that Inglewood, you know, I live in Inglewood. Inglewood is in my heart. So I can't diss Lindblom like I can diss Kenwood, you know. But
that's good. I thought you were gonna say Inglewood High School.
Oh no.
Inglewood High School was our nemesis in high school, boy.
Really? I could only imagine.
Well, coming down that 63rd Street bus, everybody that can't come down state, you had to be shoes tied up.
Wow. Ready to run.
Ready. You had to be ready for whatever was gonna happen at the day.
Wow. Terrible. Professor Twine say they hated you all.
Oh boy. You know, because Lindblom, you know, we was college prep.
Bougie.
Inglewood, you know, that was the hood. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, they were challenged, but they knew who to challenge. They ain't challenged everybody from Lindblom. We had a mutual understanding at one point, and then we became kind of cool.
Right. Okay. Good. Showing us we unite. Black folks unite.
Right. That's right.
So you know, I don't want my producer to get mad at us. We go over time.
Yes, ma'am.
She might quit.
At the end of the show,
she might quit. So yeah, we just want to let the people know again that this Sunday, from 3 to 5, Brother Toure Muhammad will be hosting the Taste of Imani's. Y'all see this pie, right? This is a fresh one too.
We're gonna get pie wasted.
We're gonna get pie wasted.
Getting pie wasted
inside the Core Event Center. Show us some love at 2423 East 75th Street. Man, look, they used to say back in the day, be there, be square.
Be there, be square.
Well, I'm square anyway, so I always tell people, when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm fair for a square. And those that know. So, and understand.
Right.
So, and you all see behind me, right? We're here inside the Quarry Event Center, and in June, we have Real Men Cook. So look, this is just like this Sunday will be like a prelude to all of these great men. Summertime shy.
That's right.
There is nothing like it. I can't see myself being anywhere else in the summer.
This is an appetizer to the
summer.
Now
the winter is a different story, but
it's an appetizer to the summer.
Ooh, this is an appetizer of what's gonna happen.
That's right.
Because, you know why our winters are so bad and so cold? Because we're so tired. We need some rest.
Give us some rest. We're gonna show out for the summertime.
That's right. So we need that rest. So okay, but before
everybody out of town, come during the summertime.
Yes. So now before we leave, we always end with some words of wisdom for our young people.
Okay. So this is something I was talking about recently to some young folks. And it is from our study of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said that the righteous, I believe, I don't know if I'm quoting it perfectly, write their history in advance and then walk into it. And it was some young children I was talking to, and I was telling them, I gave them that perspective and said it's so important to see where you want to go, to have your goals, and then to make up your mind that it's already done. So you're writing your history in advance, and then you take the necessary steps so that you don't get knocked off of the path that you set for yourself. Right. So I encourage our young people, man, to know that you have so much power and ability in yourself. And regardless of struggles, regardless of trauma, and regardless of difficulties, you can reach every goal that you set for yourself. You just have
Yes,
to keep your mind that you're going to do it.
that's right. Professor Twine said manifesting.
Manifesting. That's it.
Manifesting. And my mom used to always tell me, write the vision and make it plain.
Make it plain. That's biblical right there. Come on.
The vision and make it plain.
That's right.
Because when you write it out, if you can see it, you already told the mind was.
You already told the mind that it's coming. That's right.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, well, with that, we gotta put a pin in it, my brother.
Until Sunday.
Until Sunday. I can't wait. We're gonna look. I already know I'm gonna laugh.
This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna eat until Sunday.
I don't think. Uh-oh. Let me ask Chef John if he wants you to do that.
I'm gonna eat today. I'm not gonna eat.
Oh yes.
Fast. So.
That's right. You fasting anyway. That's right. I was about to crack a joke and say something silly, and I thought about it. It's the weekend.
Right.
Okay, so I'll reserve that joke. So we'll be ready for you because we'll have you'll start with a little soup. We're gonna start you off. Now, usually we put the dessert first. But in your case, if you know, in any of us that's fat, any fasting.
You do a little soup first.
Yeah, a little soup. A little soup, a little water.
Had the pie close by though.
That really close. Really. We're gonna make sure it's at your table, brother. So yes, sir. So hey, until Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Those that can come, get your tickets at Imani's Originals, or you can call us at 773-900-7822, because I know we had some old schoolers that was saying, I don't know how to go online and do all of that. So 773-900-7822. The instructions on there, you can text Bean Pie, that connects us. It'll ask for your name. And I'll probably call you personally because I do that. And let's get here. Let's get here on Sunday. Let's show them how we do it. Let's get started for Summertime Shy. We have so many more things that we have in store for you all here in Chicago. We're here at the Quarry, 2423 East 75th Street. We're here today until 5. We got fresh pies here. We'll of course be here tomorrow. Oh, producer, I forgot one thing. On tomorrow, Friday, we do Feed the People Friday. You can't come, Brother Toure. You can come volunteer, but you can volunteer. You can come volunteer because we're always looking for volunteers, and the people just love it. We feed the people and we feed them good cooked food, and I'm so thankful to the community. They have gotten involved. Hey, my sister from the same mother, she's doing some cabbage soup. Oh my goodness. If anybody that was at that International Soup Day event we had last year, you already know. It does have turkey sausage. She's going to do a vegan and a non-vegan one.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll see you all then. Yes. Until then, you know what I always say, be kind, because kindness goes a long way. Right, Brother Toure?
That's right.
Okay. So, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. And assalamu alaikum to you all. And have a great day. And we look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Picking up the best. Honey's original. My color above the rest. Sweet, savory, every bite's divine. Bean pie's fresh every single time. Taste the magic in every slice. Come on, now don't think twice.